Hi guys, I made this. Check it out. Hello, welcome back. So, I wanted to make one more Valentine's themed video before it was Valentine's Day. So I had the idea to do a macrame wall hanging with a heart in it. Now, as you may know, I don't really know how to make macrame. I've only done it once, and that was on video, so you have either seen it or you can go back and look at it. I can tie knots, I guess. So I'm gonna see if I can bring that knot tying into an actual decorative
something pretty.
We'll see, I don't know. So I did see somebody's tutorial where they had one big heart. And I said, okay, maybe I can do that. So I planned it out, which you can't see. Oh, there we are. So I planned out which things need to be tied together and all of that. We'll see if that actually translates into tying the right things together. I don't know. But then I thought, I was challenged actually by my family. Can I also make little hearts? Maybe I'll make a big heart and then some little ones. So maybe, we'll find out. I'm planning to hang the wall hanging. This may be a bit small, but it's sort of just a test anyway. Planning to hang it from here. I have attached a thinner cord with a clove hitch knot, and then I will attach my other cord to this. Now I have 16, I've already cut them because you don't need to see that. 16 macrame cords. This is 3mm cording, which is much bigger than the last time, so I don't know if that will make it easier or harder. It'll make it fatter. Maybe that'll be nice. I just got it at Michael's. It was in the beading section. If you're looking for it, you can get it online too. So I cut 16 strips, 2 meters long. I'm not sure if that's long enough, so wait till the end to start cutting, and you can learn from my mistakes. So 16 pieces, and I will be attaching them with a lark's head knot. I will come back to you when I've finished my other clove hitch, and then all the lark's head knots, you can't see that, on my stick here. Now, I'm only using a couple different kinds of knots in this video. The clove hitch knot, that's the knot that hangs the wood. I use a lark's head knot, which attaches all of the cord onto the wood. And then I use the square knot, which is what all of the hearts are made of. So just 3 different knots. Some of them you're only using a couple times. So here is the clove hitch knot, and I just learned this knot today, so let's see if I can remember how to make it. So here's whatever you're hitching your clove to. So I'm just using this pen because it's got a good contrast to the color of the cord. Wrap it around over to the back. Make sort of an X. And then when you pull it through, you'll tuck it in. I think it's in the middle here. So here's where you came over. You came over this way, back around, crossed over in the front to the back again, and through, you come under, through this guy to the top. Then you hook it up. Ta-da! It's attached. It's kind of a nice looking knot. The next knot that we are going to use is the lark's head knot. So there's our stick again. You double your cord over, and put it from the front over and then into the back. You can do it either way, but as long as you do it the same way each time. Now these 2 pieces, the ends, I'm gonna go through the loop. Pull it down. That is the lark's head knot. Now I have my 2 lark's heads, and I will tape these down and show you how to make a square knot. All right, so here we have the 4 pieces of string that we need to make a square knot. So a square knot is really just 2 knots in one. So the first thing you're going to do is go over your middle 2. I always start with the left. So take the left, put it over the middle 2 pieces. Those are just to give it some strength in the middle. and you'll go under this cord on the right. Now it's time to use this cord. You'll go under your middle pieces and over this last one. Pull it tight all the way up to the top. In this case, a lovely pen. And now, still starting with the left, you're going to do kind of the opposite. You go under your two middle pieces and over the right-hand piece. The right-hand piece goes over the middle pieces and under the left. That's it. That's a square knot. So those are 100% the only knots that you need to know to make this wall hanging. So let's get started. So this may or may not be helpful for you. This is the map really that I made so that I could make sure I knew which knots I was tying where. So this is the first row and this is the last row. I think it ended up being 12 rows? I don't know. 10, 11, 12. I did remember. So each of the lines on the paper represent 2 cords. So this is the first set. So each one of these is a lark's head knot. Remember, like we put them on to attach them to the stick. So each of these is one set of 2 cords. So when you start the first row, you skip 2 4 cords on this side and skip 2 4 cords on that side. And just tie these 2, 4, 6, 8. So you'll tie these 4 and these 4 together. And then start again from this side, skip these, make a knot with these 4, and make a knot with these 4. That's what I did here. I mapped out exactly which cords to tie together. On the next row, I skipped the 2 on the end, and then tied 1, 2, 3 knots from this side, and 1, 2, 3 knots from that side. So each of the X's is a set of 4 cords that I'm tying together in one square knot. So that's a square, that's a square, that's a square. All of these are square knots. So if this helps you, you can come back to this as a reference. Starting to feel like these might be far too short. So they're only this long. That seems like not enough. So I might only be able to make that one big heart. I don't know. We'll have to see. Okay, so I have my 16 strips, which actually ends up being 32 individual ropes.
Because that's how math works.
Now, instead of starting at the very top, I thought that I would give a little room to breathe and then start a little further down. I saw it with the heart starting right at the top, and it didn't really stand out as much as I think it might if it's a little bit down. Keeping in mind, I've never done this before, so I could be wrong. So I'm going to use my washi tape, and I'm going to just go like 2 inches down. Seems even?
To me.
I'm not great at making things even. So I will start here. So I'm going to go move 2 of these sets over on the side. So counting in like 4 strands, and then I'm going to do the next 8 and tie them in knots. So skip 4 and then tie these 4 in a square knot and then the next 4 in a square knot. And then we'll see what that looks like. Okay, so I have my first 4 square knots. It definitely took me a little while to remember how to make square knots.
So that's fun.
But I have them all right now. And they're kind of even. I wouldn't say that they're even, but they're kind of even. It's not bad for a start. So for the next set of knots, I'm going to use these 4 together. So like the in-between 4 from the first knots, and the in-between 4 for the second knots. 5. Ha! The in-between 4 for the second knots. I'll start there, and then do another set of knots on either side of those. So on this row, there will be 6 knots. This is not going to make sense unless you're also looking down from the overhead camera. So I will show you that. Great, so I have done my first 2 rows and they look fine. I think I liked working with the thinner cord. Also, I think I've just realized that my whole thing is uneven. That's okay. That's fine. It's just for fun. So the next thing we will do is the 3rd row, which will be once again using the in-betweens to make more knots. So it will sort of offsetting the knots each time. So 1 and then 2 and then 1 and then 2. We kind of go around in diamond shape. I don't know. It'll make sense more seeing it than me telling you. At least I am a visual learner. There's no chance that I could do this just by hearing the instructions. So hopefully this is making sense. Cool. So now I'm on the 1, 2, 3, 4th row, and we'll skip the first 2 and then just tie knots across. So that's exciting. That's easy, right? Just skip 2 and tie across. Of course, we'll skip the last 2 as well. And for the 5th row, we will just take every group of 4. We'll tie a knot. Start at one side and tie all the way across. Okay, so now we're on the 6th row, and we will skip the first 2 and the last 2. So just like exactly the same as 2 rows ago. And then we'll just tie our 4s together all the way across, but not here. Now for the 7th row, we will skip 4 on each side and tie our square knots in 4s across this row. You may have figured out the pattern by now. For the 8th row, we are going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 strings on each side and tie the rest together all the way across the row. Now we're on the 9th row, and I don't know, it's starting to look really good. You still can't really see it on the camera. Now, on the 9th row, we will skip 8 on each side, and then we keep going. For the 10th row, we are skipping 10 on each side. And then we make our square knots across the rest. So only 3 knots in this row. Next row, there'll be 2. For the 11th row, we are skipping 12 strands on either side, which leaves us 8 in the middle for 2 knots. I'm not 100% sure that I'm tying my knots tight enough. I'm not really tightening them way up. I'm more concerned with making them even across the row. I think that seems important, but we'll see if I hang it up and it's all crooked. I'm starting to think that I may not have quite enough cord left to make 2 hearts. I will try to make 1 small heart, maybe down in the corner. We'll see though. I should have enough to do something. It's not like it would be a very big heart. Now, for the last row, which is row number 12, we just have these 4 in the middle. We'll do 1 more square knot here, and that heart will be finished. I did it! Look, there's a heart. So there's not a whole lot to work with over here. I was thinking, here, I'll get around the side so you can see who's talking to you. I was thinking of doing sort of a bigger heart here and a littler heart over here. Not 100% sure I have enough space for both. Maybe I'll try to do a little heart here and then a little heart over here. I'll at least try this heart and see how much cord I have left over, because I don't really want it to end right underneath the bottom of the heart, because I think that would look silly. I like a little fringe. Also, I was going to paint the fringe pink. Let's see what that looked like.
That seems fun. Different.
So, I think I need to reposition. And then I will start making my hearts, and we'll see what they look like.
So far, so good.
So this little heart is definitely not the way that I had planned it. I had it all planned out for 6 pairs, but I ended up using 7. I don't know how I messed it up, but it looks like a heart, sort of. Let's see if I can actually do this with 6 pairs and see if that looks better or worse or the same. It's all an experiment now. Okay, good news. I had enough for both hearts. I definitely think the littler one is prettier than the bigger one. Do I want to take this one out? I don't.
I don't really want to take it out.
Now it's time to give it a little trim across the bottom. I could trim it diagonally. I don't know how I can trim it well diagonally, but I can certainly try. I will try to unravel these ends a little bit and see what that looks like. Now, I'm going to try, I don't know how this is going to turn out, but I'm going to put some watercolor on the ends of the fringe because I think it could look really cool. It could look silly. That is always quite a possibility. So I can just see how that goes. Let's find out. You know, you never know until you try. So you guys might know without having to try because you'll see me and say,
wow, I didn't like that.
But we're going to find out one way or another. So, this is how it came out. It's kind of cute. I'm a little surprised. I mean, this heart is weird. It doesn't look nearly as bad in person. It looks a little bit weird on camera, but you know, in person it does actually look like a heart. This is the heart that I intended to make over here. That's okay. I'm happy with how it turned out. I'm gonna go find somewhere to hang it. If you enjoyed this video or you like videos like this, make sure you give it a thumbs up. You can click subscribe underneath the video and also make sure that you hit that bell button so that you can hear every single time that I make a new video and post it on YouTube so that you can stay right up to date on all of the latest things that I'm making. I know that you want to. If you have any ideas of what else you'd like me to make sure you leave me a comment if you think that this is a cool craft. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool on both sides. Who even knew? You know, if you think that this looks cool, let me know. So I will see you next time. Bye, thanks for watching.